Hello everyone and welcome back to Gator Skin Gaming. So you're gonna notice things are gonna be a little bit different in this episode. We're not gonna worry about this guy because look what happens. He just walks to the cow. So if you're wondering why it looks like I'm predicting the future, it is because I'm actually recording over this episode because when I realized that the microphone hadn't picked anything up, it was already too late. So little sad. However, it does give me a chance to try out commentary over a video, which I've never done before. And normally if this would happen, I just wouldn't put the video up. But this was such a good video and it was so successful. I mean, I had no other choice. And I probably shouldn't have given that away already, but what are you going to do? So, I apologize if the quality is a little bit different than what it normally would be. Hopefully you guys are still going to enjoy. So I'll just kind of go through everything that I'm thinking, really during the episode, which obviously here I just want to light things up because I had already seen a creeper down there before I actually entered the castle. So I was trying to, light things up to make sure I could actually see what was going on. I had also debated on whether or not I should cut anything out, and I may just cut this piece out where I'm doing basically nothing. I think everything in here is a trap. I'm almost correct, but not everything in here is a trap, but a lot of stuff is. So that made the episode really, really interesting, and I can't wait for you guys to see what actually happens because it blew my mind. Something so rare and so difficult to find, and I was able to do it, which made me really, really happy. And I wasn't even looking for it, so that made it even better. I can't tell you whether or not it goes the way I want it to. Definitely didn't go the way I expected it to, I will say that. So I'm not especially concerned about these guys, especially since I have the Legia bow. I would recommend doing that for anybody who is playing Hexxit. It has made my life so much easier. And it shoots 2 to 3 arrows per shot instead of just one, so and it doesn't use up excess arrows, and especially if you have infinity on it, then all you need is one and you can just go forever. So, let's see. Now, I waited a little bit, a couple days, since I actually recorded the episode to do this commentary. So I'm trying to remember the order that I did everything in. And yeah, that guy's a little bit confused. So that gives me a second to kind of check up on what's going on. Okay, there we go. And apologies, sometimes, as you're probably aware at this point, if you've seen any of my other episodes, once I hit record, the lag, the delay, the ping, it's not really where I want it to be. And it's a little bit slower than I like for things to be. But at the same time, I don't really like to do a lot of things off camera because I feel like you guys miss out on a lot when I do that, especially since I've had a lot of off-camera deaths that have really they could have been really entertaining for everyone. And they were really just sad for me because I died and then nobody got to see it. And I've done some really stupid things to die. But yeah, the walkers, they're not really all that tough. I don't think I ran into any walker healers in here, but I'm also not anywhere close to being done with the castle. So again, just lighting things up before these guys hop down and get a look at me. Now immediately I noticed the bookcases, and I'm a little bit nervous. Not really nervous, but I don't trust them. But you can see I didn't trust perfectly good chests at the beginning of the episode, so why should bookcases be any different, right? Okay, so these guys get confused really easily. Which is weird because the walkers that were at the other area, yeah, they didn't get confused at all. They locked on to a target and they followed it. It being me, of course. So, that guy might be a healer. I don't know. So again, just lighting things up because I start to hear zombies and I hear, just things that make me aware that there's more going on in this castle than what I'm seeing. So, again, you know, take care of these guys. Not a big deal. Probably would go a little bit easier if I didn't act like a noob, but what's really nice is, that, you know, when I can hit them both at once like that, I love that. And those guys thought they were tough. They didn't know who they were dealing with. They might have known who they were dealing with. That's probably why they thought they were tougher. I would bet, you know, if it were possible for a player to have a reputation with, you know, the NPCs in a Minecraft world, I feel like my reputation would be somewhere below noob. And something else I want to mention about these walkers too, they're not especially difficult to kill as long as you don't come up on a bunch of them at once. And they do tend to drop some really good loot. I think I either got poison essence or ectoplasm there, but I wasn't paying quite enough attention to figure out which one it was. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that guy to snipe me like that, and I don't know why, because I'm well aware that he is an archer. And you know, usually, yeah, look at that. They're kind of tough. They really shouldn't have been able to do that much damage to me, though. And see, this is the part where I'm like, okay, guys, I'll cut it off here, and I'll come back when I have some extra health. You know, because most of the time I think it would be boring for you guys to just sit there and let me build up my health while you watch. Luckily, I mean, these guys were so easy to get to, especially with the Legia bow. It's so much stronger than a regular bow. And you can craft it. You don't have to just find it. So if you are playing Hexxit or anything like it, I would recommend it highly. I believe you have to make 2 iron bows or 2 regular bows and put them together with iron. I don't really know off the top of my head, but it's something like that. And you can always hit the R. There we go. Okay, so I've noticed that my health is back up. Sometimes I don't pay attention to that. That's actually, okay, water essence. Wonderful. So, oh, and you guys are going to get to see what I do with my backpack and whatnot also. So, again, I can hear more walkers. I don't really know why at this point because I haven't found anything that looks like it goes anywhere other than the bookshelves. So I know I've got a real bad habit of digging into the walls, but I've also found chests just hidden in walls like that before. Trying to think of what structure it was. I believe it was the Minotaur layer, probably the first one that I was in. I believe that's what it was. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I think it was the Minotaur layer. And again, you know, I'm wondering, why is this here? It looks weird. Does it go anywhere? Does it do anything? Is it a trap? I obviously wasn't too concerned about it being a trap, but it looks like these stone walls, these stone brick walls are pretty thick. So then I finally catch on to this, and I go, okay, doorway here. And again, you'll be able to see the trust issues that I have with this game. Okay, so here are more zombies, and really just trying to figure out what exactly is going on here, where I want to be, what I want to do. I don't know if I even looked in that first chest. I may not have. But watch what I do just to look at that chest. Hold on just a second. Oh, okay, very important point coming up here. So what I did is I looked down and I go, okay, so there's obviously something below me. And it doesn't sound like I want to go down there because from what I can tell, it may just be a pit with zombies in it. And you never know with Hexxit. It's such an incredible game. Mod. Such an incredible mod. Pack. It's more than one mod. So again, my natural distrust, it doesn't look like a trap chest, but then I look a little bit more. Normally, since I saw that, you know, the bricks there, it almost looked like a hallway to me. Now that I'm seeing it for the second time, I noticed the water at that edge too. I know that's pretty good armor, not the best, but I mean, the diamond scale, it runs out a little bit quicker than you actually think it would. But, you know, usually I would YOLO down there just because I feel like I'm pretty well equipped. However, I didn't. And I don't know if it was a good idea or not. You know, keep keep on looking just to see. So I think this is the part where I'm actually just kind of dealing with my inventory, and I think I probably end up going back to my home here. So if that's the case, I may just go ahead and cut this part out, because that does look like what I'm doing. Okay, okay. Apparently I was smart and I did cut that out. So I guess what I've done here, yeah, I remember now. So what I've done here is I went back and I got rid of, not got rid of, but I put away all of the stuff that was really important so far. Now, if you remember, I didn't take anything out of that chest, and I'm noticing, like I said, you know, look at this. So I wanted to see what was in that room down there before I actually went into it. So what I found is all of these dispensers. Okay, and I can see the pressure plates. They're all over the floor. All right, and something I probably should have done is blocked off, I don't know if you can see it, but that entrance over to the right, I probably should have blocked that off so that no creepers or anything could just walk in there now that I've got it lit up on the inside. But look at all of these dispensers. Now, if you remember from the walker area before, there were dispensers that were positioned in such a way that when I opened the chest, it was full of I believe they were entirely full of arrow stacks. Now again, me with my natural distrust of all things Hexxit, I'm going into the wall and I want to go around. I don't want to risk even trying not to step on the pressure plates, just in case. So really what I'm doing is just trying to kind of get behind everything or get to the side of everything until I can find some redstone. Hopefully, you know, my hope here is that I can disable these things without killing myself. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. I'll let you guys. Okay, so I have not gone far enough. And if you can see that right on the other side of those bookshelves, of course, pressure plates, which I'm sure they want you to just think they look like floor. But already I'm intimidated just being right there. I definitely don't like it, so I'm turning around and I'm working my way back over to those now that I have a little bit better idea of where exactly I need to be. And I think most of this I ended up cutting out. I'm trying to think. I believe most of this I ended up cutting out, but as you can see, look at this. This is some of the most impressive redstone work I've ever seen, because you'll see the way it's all set up, but it's set up with you know, repeaters set at different ticks. Just really impressive, really impressive. So now I'm not gonna lie, when I did this, it kind of scared me. Not now. When it happened, it did, though. So, of course, I've got to check it out and see what would have happened. That could have been me. Look at that. That could have been me, guys. So I feel a little bit more confident about at least those couple dispensers, but still my trust issues. So onward we go, and we're just going to keep taking care of all of the schniznaz. Yeah, sometimes you get stuck like that. Don't know why. Shouldn't have been, but what are we gonna do? I hate it when the light dies down in Hexxit, to be real honest with you. I have such a hard time seeing anyway, and I have this on a very big screen. So it shouldn't be difficult, but it is. Now there's gonna come a point where I actually get quite scared. Alright, check this out, guys. This is what I was talking about. Oh, maybe they're all set at the same ticks. Now, see, that's what I get for having a bad memory. But yeah, I don't even know. So even if you step on a pressure plate, depending on the repeaters, it just seems like they're actually supposed to go off randomly. So rather than just stepping on a pressure plate, yeah, there you go. Rather than just stepping on a pressure plate in front of the dispenser and having it go off, I think it's almost more like you step on a pressure plate and a random dispenser goes off. See, so already I have no need for these arrows, so that scared me. That scared me a lot. It even scared me when I watched the video back when I was doing the editing. The fire charges scared me. So just a little tipperoo, if you're ever in one of these places, don't trust anything. Don't trust anything. So I'm pretty sure, is that the last bit or is there another row? I've been talking and not paying 100% attention, as I maybe should have, which is nothing unusual. Nothing unusual at all. So looks like, yeah, so that's good. So, all right, so I decide I'm going to go ahead and check out what's over here, right? Okay, so all these dispensers, and I'm going, well, what in the world could be here? And then it's the turtle boss. Now, yep, he scared the crap out of me. Now, exactly what was supposed to happen did, except they didn't anticipate, of course, because Hexxit's been out for so long, they didn't anticipate that I would destroy the traps. That was designed 100% to kill me. So, something else that I have not mentioned previously is I have been looking for a turtle boss because they drop turtle scale armor, which is constantly healing you. And it's pretty awesome. So even if you have the helmet on, that heals you, 1 tick. But then if you have a helmet and a chest plate, it heals you 2 ticks. So it really just depends on that. Now, what I have learned about the turtle boss is, first and foremost, he's very tedious to kill. Look at his cute little stupid face. And that would be my dog's barking. So we are just going to hang on 1 minute. I don't think there's anybody at the door, but hang tight for just a second and we will be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. There actually was somebody at my door. I successfully answered it. However, I do not remember my train of thought. Yeah, that guy was annoying me. But, okay, so the water bubbles that you heard are an issue at a certain point. But it just so happened to work out that I made myself like the perfect window to just keep shooting him and not cause myself any harm. So, I mean, their intent is for you to die, most definitely. You can see when he goes back into a shell like that, he's going to do a fast spin, which I don't know if it works this way when you're wearing armor, but I know if you're not wearing armor for sure. Yeah, we're not scared of your bubbles, buddy. At least that's what we think. So, if he hits you with the fast spin, it deals 6 hearts of damage. Something else I want to mention is you can see he's got, his head keeps going in a shell and he can pull everything inside his shell. Well, if you take out all of his limbs, that actually increases the amount of turtle scales that he will drop. So I'm not necessarily going about this the best way, but it's probably the safest and most efficient way. So you'll find turtles like this in these big, huge walker castles, and you can also find them in swamps. Now, I've been through plenty of swamps and I haven't seen any. Yeah, right now, what I'm doing, I know for sure, is I'm talking trash. That's why I'm getting up closer. So I'm talking trash, saying, oh yeah, I'm not afraid of you, buddy. But if you'll notice, his health is going up. So once he hits 50, his health goes back up to 500. So if you're limited on arrows, I would recommend waiting until he gets up to 500 because he's not going to stop until he gets there. So you might as well just let him go and then start. So yeah, again, I'm like, oh, I'm not afraid of your bubbles. I'm not afraid of your bubbles, buddy. And then that happened. So let me explain about the bubbles. They actually work the same way as the water staff. So if you hit somebody with bubbles, it will actually, it doesn't teleport them. That's what I thought happened originally. It doesn't teleport you, but what it does is you stay inside the bubble and it floats up until it pops. So they just pop randomly. With the cloud boots, it doesn't really matter how far I would fall because the cloud boots negate any fall damage. So again, this is one of those times where I would have cut out the entire thing, but why not? Why not just leave it in? I mean, this is such a rare find. Such a rare find. And I have an infinity bow. So why not? Why not? Yeah, see, now I'm a little bit more cautious about the water bubbles, but I also don't move because I feel pretty confident at this point. This has been a pretty good position for most of the battle. I'm saying that with air quotes because there's not really a ton of battling going on. But yeah, this entire thing was designed for me to die. Really. Once that turtle started spinning, if I had left those pressure plates and I hadn't disabled every single one of those dispensers, I would 100% have died. Now I have a phoenix feather on me, so if you die with a phoenix feather, you immediately respawn as if nothing happened. You don't lose your levels, you don't lose your stuff. So that is a good thing. The only disadvantage I see to that is if you're in a really, really tight spot, and you don't want to be back to where you were, because then it just wastes a phoenix feather, honestly. But if you keep one in your inventory, you know, I don't have it in my hotbar, but if you do keep it in your inventory, then you're fine. You can't have it in a backpack. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, you can see the turtle scales there. And he does actually... I don't actually know what that was about. I still don't. I don't know if there was an extra pressure plate or an extra dispenser that I didn't get, or if it's like the one on the other part of the walker structure. Yeah, see, you can tell right there. I'm looking because I still don't trust anything. I'm wondering if I'm going to go over and get my super rare turtle scales and then die from something else that's completely benign. You know, see in the bottom right there of my inventory, that's the phoenix feather. You have to use gas tiers for those. If you remember my trip to the nether, you know that I obviously do not have gas tiers of my own, so I did not craft this. I actually found it as loot somewhere. Do not recall where though, because I've actually been walking around with it for quite a while. The reason I know that the phoenix feather works the way it does is because I had to. I only have one now, so I can tell you for sure it works. So I only took out one of the limbs, which is I think why I only had 8. You can get up to 16. So the turtle will drop up to 16 scales. You need 24 to make a full set of armor. And as you can see again, I'm lighting stuff up, and I still don't trust this. 100% still do not trust this. Everything has been really a near-death experience in this place. So, you know, hopefully this all works out. So I know what's coming up. I don't 100% remember, but I do know. And again, I don't even know what I'm going to call this episode because it's a huge fail for the audio problems. I think it would have been a lot more fun for you guys to actually hear my reactions to everything real time, especially when I figured out what was going on and the turtle started spinning at me. There's a lot of yelling. No cussing though, because I don't do that. I don't cuss, and I don't eat bologna. If I cuss, I have to eat bologna, and I couldn't handle that. I couldn't do it. I don't know how folks eat gross stuff. I really don't. People eat way more disgusting things than bologna. All kinds of people love bologna. Hardee's has a breakfast sandwich with fried bologna. I don't get it personally, but I guess it's whatever. All right, so working our way closer to the chest, and I like watching myself back, I'm realizing that I'm not even really being cautious. I'm just, I think at this point, being paranoid. Look at this. And there's nothing. I mean, there's literally nothing around. I've defeated the big boss, and I still don't trust it. Still don't trust it. Rightfully so. And now look at what I'm going to do here. Look at how silly this is. So I'm worried that if I open the chest, that the floor is going to drop out from under me, apparently. And then look, it gets even better. So not only am I worried about the floor dropping out from under me, at this point I'm worried about the ceiling dropping on top of me because I've noticed the sand down below. And I'm going, well, if there's pistons above me that are going to pull back these blocks and then drop a load of sand on me, that's honestly what I'm thinking at this moment. And I don't know why. It's probably not a bad thought to have. But I feel like I probably went a little overboard here. But you can hear all of those zombies. And I'm just really honestly afraid that if I open this chest, I'm going to get dropped into a pit of zombies after I've seen whatever epic loot it's going to not let me have because it wants to kill me. That's what I think. And see, look at that genius move right there. Let's just get to it and open the chest. Come on. I'm saying that. So yeah, this is some really, really amazing loot. So the iron shield is huge. Tribal chest piece is unbelievably rare. And the revolver, I mean, 2 blocks of gold, emerald eye vendor, and a big old backpack. What do you even say? I feel like this is worth a like. I think it's definitely worth a like, and I'll leave an arrow pointing to where that is. You know, if you do hit the like, also while you're at it, just feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'll also leave a link to that little pop-up window and my Twitter. Follow that. Make sure you do that at Gatorskin Gaming, just like the channel name. And I'll leave a link in the description for that as well, so that way you can follow me there. I will always be tweeting out updates. You know, you'll get a tweet whenever new episodes come out, or just whenever I have a thought to share. So I feel like this is probably the most successful episode I've had, because I didn't just go do what I wanted to do. I actually ended up doing something way better, which is really, really awesome for me. And I'm just totally thrilled. So I feel like it was definitely worth a like, and I'm really proud of myself because this never happens. Usually I'll have a mission and I'll say, I want to go and do this, and what ends up happening is I go do it and I die. Sometimes I die in preparation for the mission. You guys don't even get to see it, like I was saying earlier. So I'm really glad if you stuck with me to the end. I know this is kind of a weird one, but really do appreciate it. Again, you know, make sure you leave a like so I know that you like it. How else do I know? It's the only way. All right, so I am hopping my way back home, little unsuccessfully, but you know, we've been through a lot. So I'm headed home. You guys have a great day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day, and I will see you guys next time.